Hey guys, it's me, Jen. For the people who do not know me, my name is Jennifer. People call me Jen Marie. I am into fitness and I am a registered nurse. I specialize in psychiatric nursing, currently working in forensic. Yeah, so if you need any information about like how to study for your NCLEX or how to become a nurse or how to specialize in psychiatric nursing, mental health, behavioral health, slide in my DM, send me an email. I will be more than glad to help you guys or provide you guys with any information that I have. So I really didn't want to do a video because I don't like talking on camera or like looking at myself while I'm talking. Awkward. This is awkward. And so this video is to provide information on how to save money, little tips on how to pay off your student loans. Yeah, this is just something that I have been doing for the last couple of years. But yeah, I just decided that I should share some information with you guys. To start off the new year, first you're gonna want to focus on how much money are you trying to save. So we want to create the goal first. So let's say if you want to save $5,000, right? Okay, so you put that down on your board. So you're gonna have like a whiteboard and you just write down, I want to save $5,000, and then you put it down by when. We always have to have like a goal date. So it's something obtainable, reachable, that we think that we can accomplish, right? So say I want to save $5,000 before the year is over, right? Then I'm going to think about how much do I need to save per month to reach that goal, right? So we'll talk about like how much I need to save every month. Now you have to also think about like some months you could probably save more than others, depending on how many times you get paid that month or depending on what's going on in your life that month. Like for instance, my birthday is in February, and I know that February is not a month where I'm going to be saving much money. I'm probably spending more than I'm saving. Some people spend a lot during the holidays. For instance, I don't really spend that much during the holidays. But yeah, so say you spend a lot during Christmas because you have kids, or you spend a lot during Thanksgiving because you're the one paying for all the food, etc., etc. You will like try to figure out how much money you can possibly save on those months, right? Okay. Now we want to get, so for me, I have bank accounts. So I have like a checking account and I have a savings account. Now, when I get paid for my job, I put a certain amount of money into my checkings and a certain amount of money into my savings. Now, for some people like me, my job can automatically put it into two separate accounts for me. This way, I don't even have to touch the money. I don't have to physically go into the bank and put the money into my savings account. It would automatically go into my savings account. So the way it is, my job, you can ask your job too. They probably do this as well. You know how you have to write deposit and you give them like one account? You can give them two accounts. Be like, I want this amount of money to go into this account and the rest of them put it into this account. So for me, for instance, for example, I say every time I get paid, I want you to put $100 or whatever into this account, which is my savings account, and everything else I want it to go into my checkings account. This way, I never see the money, never touch the money, never even realize. After a while, you don't even realize it's even being taken out of your account. Like, that's what happens. Like, as the months go in, you'll be like, okay, this is how much I make. And you think that's like normally how much you make, but you're actually making more, just that the other money is going into your savings account. Now, for my savings account, I do not have like a card for it because I don't want to use it. I want to save it. So I don't have a debit card for it. And then I also try to have my savings account and my checks account from two totally different banks. So before I used to have it in the same bank. Like say I have Chase or Capital One, I'll put my savings and my checks, my savings and my checkers account both in my Capital One account, right? Well, what happened is when I'm doing my online banking and stuff like that, and I'm usually like checking my account like before I purchase things or whenever I'm about to do a big purchase, I'll transfer money from my savings into my checkings, and I'm like, yo, this is not working out for me, right? So now I have like my savings in my Chase account and my checking in my Capital One. And I have found this to be the most ideal situation for me. And I do not need a bank card for my savings. And I cannot transfer money to checking into savings because they're two totally different banks. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen instantly, like if it was the same bank, right? Okay, so that has helped me. All right, so one of the other big ways that I found myself saving this year was, first I had to like assess how much money I'm like spending on certain things in my life. Now, you know, some banks, they will tell you like, oh, you spend this amount of money this year on Uber, or you spend this amount of money this year on eating out, on entertainment, on shopping, you know, stuff like that, right? So you can ask your bank about that because a lot of the banks do that. My bank does that. All right, anyway, so I had to assess in the beginning of the year, like how much money or like where's all my money going? You ever get like your tax return and you're like, yo, I made that much money this year? What did I do with all of that money? That is my life, right? So I'm like, oh my God, what? Right. So you have to like assess where all your money is going. Now, for me, I'm like, okay, I spend a lot of money on Uber. I spend a lot of money on like eating out. And I spend a lot of money on shopping, like buying clothes and stuff, right? Okay, so then I had to reassess all of that. I'm like, we're gonna have to bring this down a little bit. This is getting ridiculous, right? So I'm like, okay, this week I'm only gonna Uber this amount of time. So let me choose wisely when I'm about to Uber. Or I'm only about to spend this amount of money on Uber this week. Or I'm not gonna Uber this week at all. You know, I'm gonna thug it out. Y'all know New York City public transportation is crazy, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, sometimes you gotta sacrifice. And that's the thing about saving. You're gonna have to sacrifice to reach your goal. Like, because the same thing that we're doing right now is not gonna help us reach where we wanna go. It's no way. We have to switch it up. Okay. So then you have to think about like, all right, I spend a lot of money on eating out. So then I started meal prepping more. Meal prepping is something I've always done, but sometimes I slack on it. But I had to like be a little bit more focused on it because, for instance, I work in the city, right? So Manhattan, if I want to get a salad, I'm spending like about $12, $15, sometimes even $20. And it's like, think about it. If I'm working 5 days a week, I'm spending almost like $100 on food for a week. And then you times that by a month, that's looking like $400. And it's like, I could have went food shopping and had all of my meals with that $400, because that's not including me also having to eat breakfast, having to eat dinner. So I was like, all right, I gotta start meal prepping again for work. So I started doing that a lot more, and that also helped me with saving my money. And I cut down on my shopping because I have enough clothes, all right? And I'm pretty sure you have enough clothes as well that you need to get rid of clothes. Forget about shopping. And then it's also being a smart shopper. Like me, if I see something I like, yeah, I get it, right? But I'm like, all right, let me shop around, see if someone else has the same product for a discount, or let me do my bulk of shopping during the seasons where they have sales going on. And these are kind of things that you have to think about for the new year when you want to save, or when you're trying to reach a goal or a certain amount of money that you want to have. So there's also apps that help you like save money. There's one time I was Googling like how I can save money and stuff like that, and I came across this app. It's called Digit, and this is an app that I use. So what happens with Digit is you put your banking information, and you put a goal. Like you say, oh, I want to save $1,000 or $500 by this date, right? So Digit will calculate like how much money it has to take out in order for you to save that money by that time. Like, for instance, say you want to save $500 in 5 months or whatever, it'll take out money in small increments, right? It'll be like, oh, we take out $5 here, we take out $4 here, a couple of cents here. You won't even really realize that. That's the thing. So that's something I also use to save money. I've saved like over $8,000 with that app without me even realizing that I was even saving money. Like, and after a while, you don't pay no mind. Like, I don't even open the app. Like, you know, I'll go on the app and I'll be like, oh, wow, I'm saving some money right now. You know what I mean? So that's also something that I use to save money. And it's something that's like not, you don't have to like put a lot of money into it daily. It's just like small increments. It's kind of like, you know how some people save their change. Like when you go to the store, you get like, people have like a bottle in their house, they put all their change in, and it just adds up over time until like, oh, this is some money, you know what I mean? That's what happens with that. Okay guys, so another way that I was saving money for the new year was I started, okay, so multiple sources of income, right? That is very important. You have to find a way that you can have more than one source of income, whether you're picking up a part-time job, you're doing a little side hustle, because I feel like we all have a talent, we're just not utilizing it. So you got to find out what your talent is. Like if it's helping people in a certain aspect of life, you should do that and charge, right? Or you can pick up a side hustle, like do a little part-time weekend job, a few hours a day kind of job, something on the side, and that money you can use towards saving. So for instance, throughout the year, I was picking up like little jobs here and there. Like, you know, as you guys know, I am into fitness, right? But I also am a registered nurse. So I would pick up like little side hustle, like do some school nursing. When people call out, I'll fill in, get some little extra income and put that towards my savings, right? Because whatever money that you're making as your side hustle, it's not money that we're planning on spending this year. We were gonna put all of it to the side because we already know that whatever money we're making from our main hustle, our main job, was sufficient for us last year, right? So now we just need money for saving. So your side hustle, you're gonna use that and put that towards your saving. We're not gonna touch it, guys, unless you have your plan is already up. You know, like if you were planning to save for your birthday, it's your birthday time, you want to spend it now, then go ahead, you know? But yeah, so you also want to find like a little side hustle or something you could do to make extra income that really helps in regards to saving towards whatever your goal is. Because remember, whatever we did this year, it's not going to work next year. We have to switch something up. Something has to change. That's the only way you're going to save money. Because if you're not making more money and you want to save the money you already have, you're gonna definitely have to change something up. And me, I'm really focused on like planning ahead. That's like one of my big things. Like, so for instance, like I know when I'm gonna be spending a lot more money than I normally do. And I take in consideration of like when it's my friends' birthdays, my family birthdays, when it's the holidays, and I plan accordingly. Like right now it's December. And I'm already planning and saving for my birthday in February, right? People are like, well, that's math. My birthday's February 26th, so it's like the ending of February, basically March. But I know that in order for me to be able to enjoy myself the way I want to or not to be stressed is I have to plan ahead. And that's very important. Like we have to start planning ahead of time. So we can like get the things that we want, have the things that we want, accomplish the things that we want, because we're not going to be able to do it overnight. Like you can't be like, okay, it's February 1st. All right, let me start saving now. Like, no, you're going to be stressed. You're not going to have the birthday that you want. Like, so you have to plan ahead. Like for Christmas, you plan months ahead for Christmas. You don't wait until December to start shopping or start planning. No, sorry, Bob. So I know a lot of people were asking me about like how to pay off their student loans. Okay, so in regards to student loans, first you want to research, do your research, right? What kind of loans do I have, right? Some of us have like subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Okay, you want to pay off your unsubsidized loans first, right? Because these are the loans that started accumulating interest as soon as you took out the loan. Now we have some loans that they don't start adding interest until you finish school, right? Then there's some loans that will have interest as soon as you take out the loan, right? Those ones you want to start paying off. And then you want to look at the principal of your loan, see how much interest, right? The ones that have the most interest, those are the ones you want to pay off first. Right? So there's also something that I did while so once I finished my undergraduate and I started working, and I was like, okay, Jen, you're an adult now. Let's be serious about these loans, right? Because, you know, the first year you get your money, you're like, oh, I'm making money. I'm about to spend my money. I'm about to go here, shop here, do this, do that, whatever, right? All right, after I was in the middle of that fun, rah-rah stuff, I was like, all right, it's time for me to be serious. So I one big tip that I did that I feel like really helped me with my loans and the whole interest and the adding of interest, I was taking online classes, right? So when I came out of school and I finished my undergraduate, I was like, let me take some courses. So my loans, that my subsidized loans, the ones that add interest once I'm out of school, will stop adding interest because I'm back in school, right? Start taking some online classes. So my loans will stop occurring interest on them, the ones that were subsidized. So the only ones I really had to focus on while I was in school was my unsubsidized loan because they're still occurring interest. So I started paying those ones off first. I'm like, let me pay those ones first, right? Because I had over 56K in student loans. So I'm like, let me pay off those ones first. After that, I'm like, okay, let me focus on the ones with the most interest. So while I was paying off the unsubsidized loans, I was paying off the ones with the most interest first, and then paying off the ones with the less interest. And then after I finished paying off all my unsubsidized loans, I'm like, let me start paying off my subsidized loans. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I think you guys know what I mean. After I started paying those ones off, then I was like, all right, we're getting somewhere, right? But I stayed taking online classes. Even if it's one class a semester, 2 classes a semester, that's what I did, right? There's some jobs where they'll pay you a certain amount of educational money. So my job was basically paying for me to take these classes. The classes were pretty cheap, and I had money from my job for those purposes, and I was utilizing that for it. And at the same time, my loans were not adding interest. Right? Do your research. And I feel like if you're doing something, I feel like if you're doing something that you love, like everything is gonna fall into place, right? So the thing about I love like the generations, like the thing that I love so much about like the youth, they're so talented and they're not afraid to express their talent, right? So if you're into like doing makeup, or you're into doing hair, doing nails, and it's just something that you love to do, and you may not even be that good at it, I want you to continue pursuing it, because eventually the more you do it, the more effort and time you put into it, the better you're going to become at it, right? And then you can start like being a professional at it, and like that could be your job, or that could be your side hustle, or that could be something you love doing and you're still also making money while doing it. One of the main things that I want you guys to remember is the concept of having multiple sources of income, right? How to cut down your costs, like cut down the amount of money that you guys are spending on certain aspects of your life. And you got to figure out what those aspects are. I cannot tell you that. Like I have my own personal stuff that all my money goes to, and then I'm trying to work on cutting down. Yeah, so you got to figure out what it is for you as well. And making a goal. Making a plan on how you plan on reaching your goal, right? You can't just say, oh, I want to save money. You have to have a number. You have to have a time frame. And you have to figure out ways in which you can make that money. And you need to break it down into like monthly basis, right? Not just like a whole year, I want to save this amount, but you don't know how you're going to reach there. You got to think about how am I going to reach there, and make it a monthly thing, you know? That has really helped me to like really just focus on the goal. Right? Sometimes we look at things like, oh my God, that is so far, right? That's how I've always been. I'm like, oh my God, that's so far. Like, I want to get this by this time, but that goal seems so far. If you break it down into monthly achievements, weekly achievements, it seems so much more attainable, right? And that's something that I took away from this whole life experience. You know what I mean? Hey guys, it's me, Jen. Okay, my lease is wilding right now.